For everything we've just spoken about in terms of the Penrith Panthers and their players and their success, a lot of the credit has to go to their coach, Ivan Cleary. Now, if they go and win 4 premierships in a row, where does this hold Ivan Cleary in terms of the history of the game, the coaches that have gone before? Where does he stand?
Well, you've got to go back to St George, 11 in a row, never before and never again. That's the last coach.
Who was the coach? Was that?
Norm Provan. And he was playing at the time.
Coach.
He was captain coach of the famous Red V. That is the last coach who, according to the record books, won 4 premierships straight. If Ivan makes this grand final, don't forget they were beaten the first time that they made the GF against Melbourne. The last coach who made 5 straight grand finals was Clive Churchill. So there's 2 immortals of the game. Ivan, a lot of the time, he probably doesn't get the raps that he deserves. But certainly, if they make 5,
why is that?
Win another
Why is that? Because whenever there's coach of the year, his name doesn't get mentioned.
Because he's young.
Is that why? Because
he's not that young. He's well in his 50s.
He's younger than Wayne Bennett.
Is it because he's...
He's younger than Jack Gibson.
All younger than
he's
Wayne.
He's younger than Craig. No, but because Craig's coached for 20 years at one club. Wayne, 900 games. You get Jack Gibson that was old and had been at a couple of clubs. I think Ivan, because he's at Penrith, I think they thought Wayne had a superstar side, like they did. Once Wayne left, his legacy got bigger.
Is it because he's quiet and he doesn't have the relationships with the media, maybe, that the other coaches have?
I think, there's definitely that element to it. He doesn't court headlines. He very rarely ruffles too many feathers in his post-game press conferences, and he's a very measured, kind of boring publicly for us to deal with. But I think the best comparison is probably Trent Robinson, right? Everyone's had Trent Robinson on a pedestal for so long, but Ivan's gone past him now. He's not at Bellamy and Bennett levels yet, right? But he's tracking to get there.
But is he? If he wins 4...
I disagree that if he wins 4, right,
if he wins 4, we're not there yet,
well,
right?
then he is on par as being in the same conversation. And I know they've coached a lot more games, and I know that consistently they've had their teams in the finals on more occasions. But 4 comps in a row, that is a phenomenal achievement in a salary cap era. That is incredible.
He becomes a modern coaching great, no doubt. I'm not trying to sit here and underplay the significance of it, right? And by the end of his career, he might go past Bennett and Bellamy, because that's the way he's tracking at the moment, because he's still got 10. Ivan always said that he didn't want to coach for a long time. I think it was after that first premiership, he was sort of talking endpoints already. How can you stop now when the going's good as this?
We were talking in the green room. If you gave Wayne, Craig Bellamy, Ivan, and say Trent Robinson, the same team at the beginning of the year, I think Craig beats them all, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's well warranted given his record over the course of time. But at the same time,
right now,
what
Ivan's
Ivan has been able to achieve
job.
with this team, I think part of the reason why he doesn't get a lot of raps, Braith, and he did win a Dally M Coach of the Year over the course of the last couple of seasons, is because he can be a little bit aloof and he can come across as a little bit tricky to interpret where he's going at times. And I think you could count his allies and friends in the media probably on one hand, whereas other coaches who've been around for a long time enjoy strong rapport with multiple members of the media, ex-players, whoever it may be. I also think the way that he left West Tigers, and people go, oh, here you go, you're just a crazy Tigers fan who's still got shit in your liver. No.
Well, you are.
The way... that's
just a crazy Tiger.
You're right, I'll give you that. But the way that he left West Tigers, there's no doubt that did leave a lot of people with a bad taste in their mouth. I think the images of Ivan and Nathan then winning premierships, people then appreciate and have a better understanding of his reasoning. But at the same time, he did still say, either get on the bus or get off the bus. And that's about as colourful as we've ever seen Ivan.
That's what makes him unique, though. He's not like every other coach, right? You don't need to be.
He does it his own way.
He does it his own way, and that's fine. You look at it did take him a while to get to this point, right? And he was compared to Brian Smith because he couldn't get the job done. And he's definitely got it done, but he doesn't...
If he went to somewhere like Parramatta, the Warriors, went to Newcastle, went to somewhere like where they haven't won for a long time and he wins, I think he's undoubtedly goes down with some of the greatest names.
In fairness, Gordy...
Not at the moment. No. I'm only
him.
going on when Wayne Bennett and the Broncos were winning and I was part of it. He's got a superstar side. He should win every year. If you look at Penrith, right, there's no doubt they have the best players, don't they?
But
Every
did
year.
they
Yeah,
when
but
he got
he's
there?
helped set that system up.
Yeah,
he's
So
been a
did
critical
Wayne and so
element.
did Craig, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're arguing over guys that are going to be greats, right? The two are greats already. Wayne and Craig are arguably the best coaches we've ever had. Ivan might get there, and if he wins 4 premierships in a row, he
just goes straight
joins
up
that
there.
conversation straight away. There's no doubt about that. So he could surpass him because he's got, if he wants, he's got 10 or 15 years left in the game minimum. And the way he's going, back to Gordy's point, I just don't see him ever coaching against Penrith, particularly one Nathan. He would never coach against Nathan, right? So his task has to be to rebuild that roster and regenerate that. But he's done an exceptional job.
All right, let's see how it plays out over the next few weeks.